Hi, my name is Miguel Camargo, and today I'll be talking about the housing issue here in Lowell. When I first moved here from Mexico, uh, houses and apartments were pretty reasonable and they were very easy to find. There was plenty of options for us to move into different parts of the city, and the prices were reasonable at the time. Now the prices of rent have increased. It's been a dramatical change since I moved here in, I believe it was 2007. Um, there's a small number of listings for houses now. So whoever wanted to buy a house now, it's they're facing a point where the houses are not as good as before, as well as the prices have gone up. Apartments and landlords usually increase the rent on some apartments annually. So whoever is staying at an apartment, they have to pay more each year if they want to continue to stay there. There's larger amounts of money required to rent an apartment. I have a friend that was renting an apartment and he needed about $4,000 just to be able to rent an apartment because he needed to pay the first month of rent, the last month of rent, plus a deposit. And the rent for that place was, I believe it was 1,600 for only 2 rooms. Building standards have gone down. Buildings here in Lowell are very outdated and they are usually more than 100 years old. It is a very old city. This causes the apartments to have very bad conditions. Some of them have heating problems, leaks, pests, and bad odors, which makes for an uncomfortable experience for whoever the tenant is. Also, some apartments have lint in their walls or the paint that they have in the house, and this is very bad for little children and babies. Um, there's been proven that it's very bad, and usually when a place has something like this, the whoever the landlord is supposed to tell the tenants that the place does have some lint. I believe one of the solutions for this issue is to ask the governor for more government spending here in Lowell to be able to create new houses, apartments, maybe even remodel some of the buildings here in Lowell. There's some mills here that have very little use or they're just abandoned. I believe if we can restore these buildings, we can make so much more use of these. It will provide so much more housing. Houses will be affordable. This might even open up opportunity for the government to make an investment and get its money back and increase the economy here in Lowell. Um, One change that this will create is those who couldn't afford houses, they will now have more options. They can the prices of apartments will pretty much go down because now there's much more options, and those apartments that were not as good, they had leaks, that had odors, that were um, not what a tenant would expect. Those places would pretty much go down, and it would incentivize the owner to change some of the things so that it would be a little bit more pleasant. It will make more competition here in the city. It will drive some of the places that are very bad. Um, the price will go down. This will create a lot more spending, which in the greater good, it would allow more people to be able to afford houses and have a lot more options in a better place to live. Um, the beneficiaries would be those people that don't have enough starting money. Also, there's two colleges here in Lowell. This will create a little bit more um, of a help for those students that rent out places. This will also open up more options for consumers as they can choose to live in different parts of the city, and they can be able to afford these other places. Um, the change that's most relative to this issue is collaboration. Without collaboration, this would pretty much not happen at all because we need to go on the streets and ask for people to sign a petition so we can ask the governor to help us with some government spending in improving some of the houses, or regulate some of the house prices. Or if we don't want to do that, we can also build new apartments. This way, the we would have a lot more places to live, and it would open up more investment for other people. Also, the economy will pretty much rise if there's more people here in Lowell. This is pretty much a positive change if we do this. Also, an exemplary leadership practice, which this change most relates to, it's to inspire a shared vision. Because if we tell others to join us in helping the community grow by improving some of the houses here, this will inspire them, and we can make a much bigger change in the state, not only in Lowell, because we can probably do this in other parts where the same issue happens. It will increase the standards of living here in Massachusetts um, a lot more than what it is now. The houses here in Massachusetts are pretty old. They're almost over 100 years old, and it's it's um it's not a bad thing that they're 100 years old. The bad thing is that some landlords don't invest money into these apartments and they still put them out for rent, and people just have to pretty much get used to the living conditions, which I do not agree. People have to live in a place where they don't feel comfortable because of pests, of leaks, or bad odors. I think this is a very good change in the community, and we should be able to accomplish this goal. And this is why I think this is important. Thank you.